Derrick Henry, who I think we all can agree will probably be one day in the Hall of Fame. Just signed an extension with the Baltimore Ravens of 2 years at $25 million in guaranteed money, but he signed for 2 years, $16 million contract, man. This is awesome news for Derrick Henry. I'm super excited for him. I think that I wish he'd going to have been playing his whole career in Baltimore. I think he just absolutely fits with that Baltimore culture. He just looks like a Baltimore Raven to me every single time he's out there. I think he's still got a lot of juice left in him, and I think 2 years is a great deal for him because that line is still good. They were on the brink last year. I think that they could be getting even better this year. BC, buddy, we got Derrick Henry re-signing another contract. Man, you like this or not?
Oh, I love it. Perfect fit. And, we were looking at the stats and everything. That's the largest contract for a running back over the age of 30, most guaranteed money. So, again, we don't really see a lot of running backs have much more traction after the age 30. That's kind of the falling off point for most RBs, but Derrick Henry just keeps going. And for his play style as well, somebody that relies as much on physical contact and strength as much as he does, you would think by the age of 30, he'd have some countless surgeries. He'd be a shell of his former self, but he keeps chugging along. Freight train keeps going. King Henry just keeps reigning supreme over the league pretty much. And I'm happy to see it, and again, we talked about, Hall of Fame, 11,000 yards, over 100 touchdowns. Like, the only thing that's missing on that resume, and I believe he's got an Offensive Player of the Year or two on there as well. The one thing that you can say that's missing from his career, Super Bowl championship. And I know he's in probably the best possible situation to win one in Baltimore.
Mike, same question, buddy.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's not really much to say. You guys hit it up right on the head, but just to extend it a little bit further, just how BC said, he's on the best possible scenario that he could be in. I mean, that offense is great. They just had a little hiccups, against the Buffalo Bills, and they could have easily won that game. They could have gone, a little bit further. But I think they have a good, well-oiled offense when it comes to passing and running, and the offensive line knows how to pass block and run block. The coach is a Hall of Fame coach, Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. Or 3, whatever the case is. I mean, dude, the writing is there for them to win it, bro. They just need to execute a little bit better and do less turnovers. And, bro, they could be Super Bowl bound either this year, next year, or the year after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes what's awesome about having King Henry there, and I almost kind of wish he could have got out of Tennessee before he did, just because Tennessee had a couple good runs, and then whenever it was done for Tennessee, it was pretty much done. They had a couple really down years for Henry, but having said that, my point was that I think that Lamar and Derrick Henry on the same team is such a hard thing for defensive coordinators to be able to stop. Who are you supposed to stop in that one? The Lamar Jackson is so elusive. You have to respect his running ability. And even if you pack the box against Derrick Henry, he's too damn strong. You need at least 2 to 3 guys to bring him down. If you can catch him in the right stride, then that's the only way you can stop him. If he gets ahead of steam, you're not stopping that guy with one guy. It's almost physically impossible.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's such an interesting concept, and I wish he could have been there a little bit earlier in his career. It would have been great to see what them two guys could have done together.
I think for sure, if you have him on those Ravens teams, they give the Chiefs fits. You might see them on be able to upset them on one of the weak years for Kansas City. But yeah, it is such a dangerous combo to have. Usually on defense, you're geared towards stopping one play style, another on one play. You either, like you said, stacking the box, and it's either you're trying to get your faster guys being able to contain Lamar, or you got all your bigger guys trying to be able to bring down Henry. But it's so rare to have that option where you can kind of pick your poison on one play like you have with Baltimore. It's like either way, either option, you're screwed. You better guess right on who's getting the ball, or you're pretty much getting gashed for 10-plus yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, do you guys think there's any sign that he makes a downfall, or you think this line is going to be able to protect him enough that he's going to be able to still be dominant?
He takes care of himself enough, I think, as well, in addition to how good the team's set up. He's one of those guys that can be at least 3 to 4, maybe even 5 more years of getting 1,000-plus yards in a season.
He could easily play till he's 40 and still be a Pro Bowler, for sure.
Could we possibly see maybe Emmitt Smith might need to? Yeah, Emmitt Smith might need to keep his head on a swivel there. Might have his rushing record in trouble.
I think Derrick Henry is probably the only active player that has a chance to do it. I would have said Saquon if Saquon would have played for Philly this entire time, then Saquon probably would have done it. But Saquon is at that that age where I think that he missed so many years when he was playing with the Giants that he couldn't have been able to get the numbers that he had last year. That numbers that he had last year will probably come down as far as touchdowns, but his rushing ability, I think that's still going to be a thing. And I think Saquon could have maybe challenged that, but he just spent too much time in New York without being able to get it. I think Derrick Henry, on the other hand, because the focal point of the offense was Derrick Henry, and he was so dominant for so long, he actually has a chance. And I think you guys are completely right. The fact that he takes care of his body so well. It's the physical contact is different because he is so damn big and strong that it works out for him. And hell, he could even move back and can you imagine that being your goal line back? Or, being your red zone guy, because he's not really going to fumble the ball. He's too damn good for that too. So I think his career can last for quite some time. As far as him being dominant, I think he probably has 3 to 4, maybe at the absolute most, but probably 3 more really good ones. But if he moves up, like they bring somebody else in to give him a little bit more rest, that could be a hell of a guy for many more years to come.
Yeah, he's got about 7,000 yards to catch. Emmitt Smith, I don't know how many touchdowns that would have to be, but yeah, he's on the right track for sure.
Well, hell, if the NFL keeps on adding games, it might be able to add another take like a season or 2 off or so, But
yep.